Naas Yancey here from Team Yancey Live, and today we're reviewing the coveted iPhone 10. Yes, it is the iPhone 10. It is not the iPhone X, contrary to popular belief, although to me, X is cooler than calling it the 10 because what the heck happens when there's a 9? I guess there won't be a 9 because you go from 8 to 10? Burp. But anyway, Apple chose to call it the iPhone 10. I know it's the 10-year anniversary of the iPhone, but at the same time, I hope we just pretend like 9 never existed, because if you come out with 9 next year, that's just going to be stupid. But other than that, this particular video is going to be different than most iPhone 10 reviews out there, because this is going to be the top 5 things that I don't like about my iPhone 10. Number 1, the size. If you are like me and you're coming from a plus size phone via the 7 Plus, or even if you ventured off and got the 8 Plus or the 6 Plus, the iPhone 10 is noticeably smaller. Albeit bigger screen, it is noticeably smaller. So here's the thing, the iPhone 8 Plus physically is about 3 inches by 6¼ inches. The iPhone 10, while having a larger display physically, is considerably smaller. It is about 2 3/4 inches by about 5 and a little over 5½ inches. It's closer in size to the iPhone 8 than it is another phone. So if you're like me, you're coming from the pluses, Apple didn't really do a good job telling us that the phone is going to be noticeably smaller. If you watched any of the Apple previews or the keynotes, you would see they did put the specs out there, but they never really brought it to your attention. BTW, this phone is going to be dumb smaller for those of you who have been used to the 10. For those of you who've been used to the Plus phones. Now, I do have a feeling that Apple did this for a reason. I mean, like, if you're a business, why wouldn't you do this for a reason? They're probably going to introduce a plus size version of this in the next go around for the iPhone XL. I would think XL would be a cool name, but I'm pretty sure they're probably going to do something stupid like call it the XS. Excuse me, the 10S. Because XL would just make the most sense to call it this phone. I mean, it would make more sense to call it the iPhone X period, but that's neither here nor there. But for the most part, I have a feeling they're going to introduce in the next run of this style of all-screen display, they're going to probably have a bigger version of this. But right now, this guy is a little smaller, not a little smaller, it's noticeably smaller, and it definitely caught me off guard. And I actually was not ready for it, and it kind of turned me off in the very beginning when I got this phone. So, for those of you who are out there thinking about getting the 8 Plus or the iPhone 10, if you want a big phone, this is not the way to go. I got messages, I got notifications, but this is not the way to go. It is considerably, noticeably smaller than the iPhone's Pluses that precede it. Number 2, it is very difficult to close apps. And I say that with pretty much all laziness aside. It is difficult to close apps. Let's just say you open up an app, right? So right here I'm on the Apple Store, the App Store, and if I want to close the app, I actually have to hold up. So there's step one, and then I'll have to tap and hold until the little red indicators come up. Now I get to swipe up to close an app. Before, that was never a thing. You just press and hold and that ended the app. I mean, you could swipe up and do whatever. It's like basically now, which used to be a 1-step process, now a 3-step process. And for those of you who are like me and don't like doing extra processes for things that should simply be a just easy function, that's a thing that really irked me a little bit. Number 3. As of today, what is today? When it's published, it'll be down here somewhere. There aren't that many apps that are compatible with the iPhone 10, meaning you have this big, beautiful display that shows top to bottom, and it's kind of smudgy, but a lot of the apps have not been updated yet, and it's been out for over 3 weeks now. at the time of recording. It's been out for over 3 weeks, and a lot of apps have not got with the program. And so ultimately, when you open up an app that is not compatible with the iPhone 10, let me find an app for you. It looks like this. You still get the black bars on the top and on the bottom, and it just is annoying because you bought the phone for this big, beautiful display, only for your apps to be still in this dumb phase where they're not taking advantage of this big, beautiful screen. So I say this, as it's 3 weeks now, I know at some point the apps will definitely start updating and taking advantage of this big, beautiful screen, but right now they haven't done so, and it's annoying because you literally bought it for that reason. And right now I feel like Apple should have not required it, but did a little more to push these developers to push out updates that allow them to take advantage of the iPhone 10's features. Because right now, if you have an iPhone 10, there are many apps that you love and use that don't take advantage of the full screen display. Now your popular apps such as Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all of them, they do because they're the bigger apps, but the apps and the games that you play, the little productivity apps that no one knows about that you use because they work well for your life, they are under no obligation to update their app anytime soon. So basically you got this $1,000 phone that you bought because it has a full display that's top to bottom that really is a lie, because as soon as you open that, all you're going to see is black bars. Dumb. Number 4. So, you kind of knew this one already, but it's annoying because it's like one of the features that you can't use yet unless you go out and purchase a third-party device. But it doesn't come with wireless charging. Now, the one thing that excited me about the iPhone 10 is that it is wireless charging, but you would never know that it's wireless charging if you did not watch the keynote and you just happen to not read up on anything. But if you buy a wireless charger outside of Apple, and most of the ones come from Samsung, go figure, you would never know that this is a wireless charging device. So you just set it down on the little wireless charger and it automatically charges for you. You don't have to plug it into the one port at the bottom. But you would never know that because why Apple felt like it wasn't necessary to give you a wireless charger that came with the phone. I mean, you're already paying $1,000 for it, so why would they give you a charger? Who would be the sense in that? Worst chargers ever. And they don't seem to care because we don't seem to really tell about it. Number 5, last one. The main thing I dislike about my iPhone 10 is the $1,000 price tag that I did not pay for it. Now, I had this debate on Facebook where I asked a simple survey. I said, look, if you did not pay $1,000 for your iPhone 10, do me a favor, put the little hands up emoji in my comments and just let me know. I'm just asking for a friend to see who actually paid $1,000 for this iPhone 10. Now, let me dispel this whole narrative that a majority of people are paying $1,000 for this phone. They're not. Most of us are doing the smart thing and we're leasing these phones, and we have plans like iPhone for life or iPhone forever, depending on which company you go with, where we get these phones for almost half the price of what they cost retail, and then when the new phone comes out next year, we give these phones back because we don't own them, we just lease them. So no, this particular phone that I have, it is not mine. With a manner of speaking, I'm leasing it, and when the iPhone X or 10s comes out, guess what I'm going to have? A new phone in 12 months. So by the time you actually buy this will be pretty obsolete if you don't get it now, because technology, as we know, is always behind and is always changing. But for the most part, those of you who did pay $1,000 for it, why would you do that? You wanted to spend $1,000 because I have bills. And I could do a lot of different things with $1,000. By the time this is all said and done, I will practically almost pay about $500 for this phone, which is not bad considering how much Apple actually how much it actually costs Apple to make this phone. Doing some research, I found out that it only really costs Apple about $370 for parts to make this phone. $370. Now that does not include software and programming and stuff like that, but just the parts. It doesn't include labor, but for the most part, you're not going to sit up here and tell me that over $600 worth of software and labor goes into this when the hardware only comes to $370. So, for those of you who are spending $1,000 on this phone, like actual legit $1,000, I'm not talking like Monopoly money or like EBT cards, like I'm talking about legit $1,000 worth of money to buy this phone, you wildin'. Second, why would you do that? Third, lease the phone. You're the kind of person that feels like you need to own the phone. You're weird. Cut it out. In 2017, who owns phones? No one's going to buy this from you except for people who are not smart. These were the top 5 things I dislike about the iPhone 10. Now that I've said that, just know that I still will highly suggest that you get an iPhone 10 if you really want a new iPhone. If you're not ready for an upgrade, or if you don't have the iPhone Forever plan, wait until the next one comes up, because right now at this moment, iPhone 10 will be obsolete in about a couple months. And then next thing you know, they're going to announce the iPhone next, and you're going to want that. So thank you all for watching so much. Definitely appreciate your loyal viewership. Thank you guys for getting us to over 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to this video. If you actually like, those of you who really gives it a thumbs up and just enjoy the new content we're giving you, we definitely love and appreciate you. Also, we have so much new content coming for you. My wife has this weight loss journey that she's going on, and she's going to be vlogging about that post-pregnancy. I'm so supportive and so excited for her. She's really going hard. I know. My God, I watch her eat, and it is not cute because she eats like a bird now because she's trying to lose this weight and trying to get back to pre-baby weight. So I'm supportive of her, love on her. Please send her some well wishes for those of you who follow her on our social media. And just check out any of our other reviews. Like I said, these are new videos that are going to be coming out, new content. We definitely appreciate you. Other than that, I hope you all are having a great day. Get you an iPhone 10, or if you don't get your iPhone 10, the iPhone 8 Plus, 8 regular. They're all good phones. Just, keep your technology current. That's the main thing. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.